Hello there and welcome. My name is David Arena. I'm a Senior Specialist and Applications Engineer here on the 3D Scanning team at GoEngineer. Today's brief video is going to take a look at Live Inspect inside of Geomagic Control X inspection software. The Live Inspect tool performs guided streamlined inspections based on pre-planned inspection requirements. Basically what that means is we're going to start with a CAD model and we're going to put some dimensions on the CAD model that would reflect the inspection routine. From there, once we've established all the measurements that we need to take, we'll go ahead and launch the tool and perform the inspection. In today's video, we're going to focus on probing. With respect to hardware, Geomagic Control X supports both probing and scanning systems. On the left here, you can see a system from Creaform known as the MetroScan 3D system. In the middle, you have a scanner, handheld, and you have a wireless probe on the right. Both of these devices are tracked with a dual camera system on the left. On the right, you have more of a traditional portable CMM. These arms can be probe only, or some arms have both probes and scanner capabilities. As mentioned previously, a reference or CAD model is required to use the Live Inspect function. Let's get started. So here's our CAD model. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the top view here. You can see that I've already placed some dimensions here. These are nominal dimensions. You can see here if I drag up this tabular view here that it's saying that with each of these dimensions that the measured data does not exist. That's because we are just starting the inspection plan and have not measured these dimensions yet. So I'm going to go up here to the Dimension tab and I'm going to add another group just to show you how we can add further dimensions for our inspection routine. I'm going to go ahead and say Add Group, and underneath the top view it says Group Number 1. I'm going to go ahead and rename that just so it makes sense. I'm going to rename this Front View. And then I'll go and orient the model to the front view. At this point, I can add additional dimensions as needed for the front view. And our dimensions up here are linear dimensions, angular dimensions, radial dimensions. Then we have a suite of our GD&T tools. If necessary, we can add those to the inspection report. So I'm going to add a couple of linear dimensions. Maybe I want to add a dimension from that edge at the top there to the surface where the bolt hole pattern is. I need to give it some tolerance. I say OK to that. Let's go ahead and add one more. Maybe the width of this feature. We'll place our annotation out there. Again, we need to give it some kind of a tolerance. We'll go ahead and reorient that to the front view. Now, right now, I'm going to change the annotation style. Right now, it's pretty simple. So we can have different levels of display, as minimal as you want or as detailed as you want. So here I've got two more dimensions, linear dimension 4 and 5. And I'm going to update the view. This current snapshot here, this thumbnail, is going to be the view in the report. I'm going to go ahead and update that to the current view on the screen. That's the view that I want to have placed in the report. Now we can begin the Live Inspect process. Once we start the tool, it's going to put us into an alignment mode, adaptive alignment, where I've got 7 virtual targets on the CAD. I need to record those points with the probe on the physical part. And I don't need to be super precise. You can see here after the third probe hit I've taken, the system knows relatively where the part is. As I add more points, it's going to get a better alignment. So I need to probe 7 points. Once we're done with the alignment, we can do a validation by placing the probe on the physical part in various locations to get the deviation. We can also record comparison points. These points will be passed along to the report. After we're done with the points, we can start the inspection process. Everything that's purple needs to be measured.
Planar face.
You also get feedback with what you are probing. You can also see
Planar datum.
in the dialog box, I've got 12 targets to do, and I'm on my datum plane now, recording 4 points.
Planar face.
Here's another planar face. I need to take 4 points. Next, I can move on. The green arrow is kind of a
Cylindrical
suggestion,
face.
but you don't need to follow the green arrow. So here on a cylinder, I'm going to record 8 points. It's also good to spread the points around as you probe with both a plane or a cylinder.
Multiple features have been measured. Planar face. Planar face. Planar face.
So adding another plane here,
A linear dimension has been measured.
it tells us a dimension has been measured. We'll just continue on measuring the remaining 12 targets.
A linear dimension has been measured. All geometries measured.
So that's the end of the inspection. We can switch to scanning or exit the live inspect. Once we're finished running the inspection, we can go ahead and review the results. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my top view here. You can see on the screen we have various measured dimensions that we had taken with the probe. Same thing here with our front view, the 2 dimensions that I had created earlier in the video. And lastly, we have the 3 comparison points that we had taken with the probe. Once we're ready, we can go ahead and generate a report. We're going to use the GoEngineer landscape template. This information here is basically a copy of the result data on the screen. We're going to go ahead and hide some things that we may not want to be passed along to the report. For example, the measured data and the session data. I'll go ahead and move those off to the left, and then I will reorder the comparison point at the end of the report. Here we can fill out some pertinent information in these fields that are required. I'm going to go ahead and just type in my initials and hit generate. That's going to open up the report in Control X, and we can see our information here. We can scroll through and see the orthogonal views of the CAD file. We can see information about our adaptive alignment that we did. A screenshot showing our datum A on that surface. And now we can get into our view. So we have our top view first, the tabular information. We have our front view, again with some tabular information. And lastly, we have the comparison point screenshot showing the 3 points that we had taken. Once we're ready, we can export Excel, PowerPoint, or PDF. I'm going to generate a PDF file on the desktop, and I'll just call it report. Once we save this, it's going to launch Acrobat Reader and basically show us a copy in PDF form of the report. We'll go through and scroll through just to verify everything is there. And everything looks good. So that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.